After a door plug blew off during a flight recently, questions have been asked how this could have happened. All you have to do is follow the money, and it becomes crystal clear, doesn't it, Farron, about what Boeing's up to. They're just paying off regulators. They're paying off prostitutes. I started to say prostitutes.
You didn't get it wrong.
Prostitutes. I was thinking congressional prostitutes. So they're paying these people off. I mean, huge money. I mean, mega 40 million, 60 million kind of money.
Yeah, Boeing, and just for anybody who's not aware of it, even though it's been national news, you had that door in the middle of a flight, you're 35,000 feet in the air. Door plug blows, door comes flying off airplane. And this is the latest in a string of mishaps, we'll call them, that Boeing airplanes have suffered in recent years. We've had 2 very fatal crashes. We had the woman that almost got sucked out of the plane, and now the door plug. And so a lot of people are wanting answers. And, well, if you want the answers, go to the lever, because the lever put it all together as per usual.
As usual. I mean, these guys are great.
And they followed all of this dirty money that bought them deregulation.
I mean, it's just amazing the capability. I don't think in corporate media there's such a thing as investigative journalism anymore.
No.
So, but you have people that are doing it. You've got the lever. You've got some folks just like that. I mean, we've got about 5 sources that we go to. And this is one of them, and they just always get it right. Look, Spirit, what happens? There's a Spirit Corporation, which supplies, I think it's 70% of the parts for Boeing. In other words, they basically build the airplane.
Yeah, and it's a spinoff of Boeing, so they are tied right
exactly.
at the hip there.
So you have employees that are saying, they know what they're doing. We're complaining all the time about defects. We're complaining all the time about shoddy workmanship, and they're telling us to shut up. Don't say anything. Conceal it. This is coming from their own employees. I mean, Lever was smart enough to get a few of them under statement. This is what they're saying. How about 2018 and 2019? What is it? 346 people killed. 346 people killed by the very kind of thing. It was something wrong with the airplane, some defect with the airplane, somebody didn't do their job in making the part. Whoever it was that distributed the part, covered it up, concealed it. It's the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Every time.
And when these things happen, what Boeing does is they get their lobbyists, they get their checkbooks out, they go to Washington, D.C., and they say, hey, listen, we've got the FAA or whoever it is sniffing our tail right here. Mm-hmm. We need them to not be. Hey, you've got this rule right here that says we're not allowed to do this or we have to go through X number of safety checks. Cut that down. Cut it down to 1 safety check, or maybe we just fill it out ourselves and send it into you. That's all we have to do. You don't even have to send your people. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot. Here's your $5 million.
Right.
And these lawmakers, Democrats and Republicans, both of them, they make the phone calls to these federal agencies and they say, get off their backs.
Ron Estes from Kansas, Republican, pressures the Federal Aviation Administration. Say, look, you need to move this faster. You need to deregulate some so Spirit, who supplies the parts, can continue making defective parts. That's just one Republican. There's Democrat Maria Cantwell.
Yeah.
Well, she holds herself out as this really, I'm really a consumer-oriented individual, till you go looking behind the curtains, and then you find out that she's creating legislation that says that the 737 looming safety problems, that we need to move on and we need to give them a break. Really move on? This is killed 270 people. And
it's almost crazy when you think about the fact that, okay, Boeing is a company.
346 people.
Yeah. So Boeing is a private company that makes products. And they're working on legislation to say this specific product from this private company, we got to get this on the market immediately. Why? That doesn't make any sense. That's like a toy company lobbying Washington, hey, we got to get this, new Elmo doll out there. You got to pass legislation. When you look at it in those simplistic terms, this is insane because lawmakers are lobbying for a plane to make it to the market faster.
Right.
We have planes. We got good, safe, decent planes right now, and Boeing is cutting corners, paying off everybody.
So much money. They're making so much money, and Spirit's making so much money, and they're putting people's lives at risk as we become a friggin' banana republic. You want to hear real crazy. I don't know if you caught this story. I just caught it yesterday, maybe the day before, where Buttigieg, of course, their transportation guy who brought us, multiple derailments, brought us inability for the airlines to even get people from point A to point B, a record, more cancellations, more failure of the airlines to deliver what they're supposed to deliver than we've ever seen in history. Okay, the same guy that couldn't even keep trucks moving and ships moving in the cargo areas, and we had a supply problem. This is the guy who now, I don't know if, I'm not making this up. He really has proposed that for diversity and inclusion, we need to start hiring people that have mental disabilities. Did you see this article?
I haven't seen that.
It's there, yeah. It's just coming out by the FAA. Sometimes it's easy to confuse the future farmers with the aviation department. But the point being, Mayor Pete is behind this diversity push. Now, if they're not working in the control area, great. I'm all for it. But there's no delineation. I used to be a pilot. I flew for a lot of years. But this is not the kind of job where you can put somebody up in a tower or work in radar that has a history of mental illness. And this, for some reason, he specified that in this diversity request.
Well, I think this isn't even something that Buttigieg needs to be talking about. You're the head of the agency. This sounds like an HR issue. Like HR should be hyping that up. They should be promoting it. You should be worried about the fact that we're back to the point where airplanes are crashing. They're blowing up in the middle of the air. That's what Buttigieg or anyone at the top of that agency needs to be focused on, and they're not. And that's what drives me crazy about this. I'm all for inclusion, but again, let the HR people deal with that. Let the lower people on the ladder there, they get to do that, and great for them. You have to go out there and you have to put pressure on Boeing. That's what you should be talking about. You should be talking about all of these companies still price gouging us, alleging that, oh no, the supply chain.
Right.
Supply chain's fine right now. We're being gouged by corporations. You should be on a better message than talking about things that most people are going to roll their eyes about anyway.
This last story, I looked at 4 different sources to see if this was true, but it really is psychiatric disabilities and intellectual disabilities. We want to reach out and bring them into the FAA. And we're great. There's probably places where they can work. Don't put them in a tower. Don't put them in a control radar center. So maybe it's a good idea. But the way it's written and the way that it's going, it specifies this is what we're looking for. I don't know, man. This guy gets creepier and creepier. Every story that I do, it's just another crazy story about this Buttigieg cat.
Well, to me, it's just, he has been, I think, out of everyone I've seen from this administration, the worst.
Yeah.
If you look at what's happened from the transportation department since he's been in charge, it's been a disaster. There is no way to spin that. It's not because he's a gay man. It's not because he's a man. It's because he sucks at his job, and he should not have that job. He was grossly underqualified. He was a mayor of a town of under 200,000 people. He should not be in charge of transportation for the U.S.
Mayor Pete for president. I literally see that. Mayor Pete for president.